produced by the different cultures and countries that playing cards travel through.
Right, so if I can just stop you there. You get a deck, 52 cards, right, that's one for each day a week. If you count up the numbers, not including the royals, right, it adds up to 365, so that's one for every day of the week. Yeah, there's 4 suits, so that's your like your seasons, and they're also your signs, like hearts, diamonds, earth, hearts. I'll show you anyway in a minute, don't worry, I'll pause it and I'll get it up for you. But they was used as divining, a way of, you know, it's called cartomancy, and it was used long before playing cards. Whenever you look on all the official sites, it tells you like 1400s playing cards came about and stuff, 1500s, and then tarot cards came about 1700s. Playing cards are tarot cards. Tarot cards are just flowered up playing cards, and they added a few to it and made it a bit more mystical. But your basic deck of playing cards is a very powerful thing if you're that way inclined. And I always had a feeling that there was something about them, you know, they were just odd, just more than just the gambling side of it, of the playing, and I found some interesting stuff. Well, what I think's interesting. Right, we can go through this, and these gives you a few hints, like here, playing cards made their way from China to Europe via Egypt in the Mamluk period, with decks from that era having goblets, cups, gold coins, swords and polo sticks. Yeah, in the 14th century. And then you get, so let's head to Europe, to the earliest confirmed reference to playing cards there, which we find in a Latin manuscript written by a German monk in a Swiss monastery. Yeah, you got to remember that though, 52 cards, yeah, so one card's a week. They add up to 350, 65, so each card's a day. Each suits a season, as well as being a sign. Look, and then it says the court cards from the late 14th century in Italy typically involved a mounted king, a seated and crowned queen, plus a knave. The knave is a royal servant, although the character could also represent a prince and would later be called a jack to avoid confusion with the king. This is brought to us by the aristocracy. This is brought to us by the people at the top. Cards, and I'll show you in a minute. And it shows you different countries, the variations of it, and how they became popular and what. But then I came across card suits and symbols, yeah. So the cards of the king and queen are the ones that are considered royal. The royals, along with the jack, represent different historical figures. The picture of the king is different king or queen of different times, presented on the 4 different suits of the 52 cards. These include the king of clubs is the king of Macedonia, Alexander. The king of hearts is the king of France, Charlemagne. The king of spades is king of Israel, David. And finally, the king of diamonds represents Roman Caesar, Augustus. And so on and so on. In case of the queen, the various interpretations presented by different sources. However, most accepted ones is that of the French card suit. These are all the modern day ones, yeah? And this is what they'll tell you. But then I found this site about cartomancy, right? And have you ever heard the old saying, it's all in the cards? This idiom has its roots in cartomancy, the ancient art of fortune telling through playing cards. Far before cards were used to play poker or Egyptian rat screw, they were used for tarot readings. When read properly, playing cards are an incredibly powerful tool that can help us make important decisions looking to the future. More than just a coincidence. When you think about the odds of a certain card or spread presenting itself during a reading, it feels peculiar to pass it off as mere chance. In fact, those learned in the art of divination will tell you that the order of playing cards in a reading isn't a coincidence, it's a psychic message from the beyond. But what does 4 suits mean? Well, hearts is water, a mysterious suit, often dealing with people, fortune, human emotion. Clubs is fire. This suit represents strong emotions like passion, love and conflict, and so on. Spades is air, and the sign of the winds of change, and diamonds is earth, and this is to do with material object. You're familiar with zodiac signs, you know that each element holds a special cosmic meaning, and it tells you the meaning of each card here. And then at the bottom of that, it tells you how to lay them out, so you can do divination with them. I don't know you're into it, but it just proved what I'd always suspected, that cards were, before tarot cards, they used normal cards for divination. Coincidence, that's exactly right. And it goes back, I found the other site as well, it goes back to like 1000 AD. Since they can recall, there were cards there. There's always been cards, despite all this nonsense telling you about here. All this sort of tarot cards and all that. Tarot cards came in, 14, 15, 16, 1700s. So they appear in Europe in the late 1300s and early 1400s, but were there a long time ago. If correct, it will place the origins of playing cards before 1000 AD, and it will see them as originating alongside or even from tile games like dominoes and mahjong. Some people have suggested that the playing cards first functioned as play money. But that's in 1400s, when 1500s, 1600s, when they started writing again. But it tells you there 1000 AD. It tells you there that they were used first for cartomancy, divination through cards. Psychics for today, cartomancy, because I'm terrible at leaving links, by Alison Monroe. And I just found it interesting, that normal playing cards, what we play every day, can be a powerful tool in the right hands. I'm sure there's millions of stuff I missed out. I talked with James as well, James Brockhurst. I've discussed this subject with him as well, and he helped me come to a few conclusions about it as well. He was helpful in pointing in the right direction and some good ideas. But it's just weird though, 52 cards, get up to 365, 4 suits. No, right, I'm going, because this is flagging on too long and I don't want to bore everyone to death. Okay, I hope you're alright, take care, look after yourselves.